Hello there YouTube, I am Wheelchair21 and on today's video, it is actually a vlog and unboxing, which is something I haven't done in forever. Now, this video has a little bit of shaky cam right now, because I have to manually hold the camera, which is my iPhone. Reason for that is this box is pretty huge. This box right here is one of the largest I've gotten since the Gigabox. It actually is two boxes super packaged together, and it's something that I've been longing to have for a pretty good time since the orders have been announced. People will know what it is if they follow me on social media, if they follow my podcast Los Inglenopolis de Tokusatsu, or if they check out Ninja Talks Tokusatsu Live every Wednesdays, and even sometimes his Gundam show on Mondays. So since this is a big hefty box, I'm going to actually transition from me actually showing you what this could be and going right into what it is, and we're actually going to do a full unboxing of the product before I actually go on to shoot the review later this week. Apologies as the shaky cam continues. This time though, we're now on to, I guess, phase 2 of unboxing our product, as we're now met with the premium Bandai brown protective box, known for containing our Complete Selection Modification Henshin Belt Oracle from Kamen Rider Kuga, which is an item I've so desperately wanted, even though I have the original deluxe toy. Now, like this says, this is a protective packaging for product transportation, so now I have to now open this thing to get to our next, and most likely a little bit smaller of a box, for our main product. Alright, and here's our interior packaging. Up top is honestly one immaculate artwork for our freaking Kuga suit. We see him in the mighty form, and it is just spectacular. As we come down to our regular Bandai logo here, there's the knife that I used to open this thing up. We also have our 20th Rider kicks, and down here we have Grongi writing. Now this actual Grongi writing is in purple, which is kind of cool. So purple for Titan form is right along the bottom edge here, and then as we spin it around, we have actually, as you can see clearly, this is a green for actually the Pegasus form. I'm guessing up top is going to be red for our basic Mighty form, which is nice. I really like how it's very, like, it feels kind of embossed, or not really embossed, but, like, it has a bit of a texture to it when you rub your fingers over it. There's a nice, light texture to it. It's a little bit glossy. It's a mix of matte and gloss. I don't know what style you would say this imprint is, because I don't feel like it's embossed, but it's not entirely matte either. Like, there's a nice feel to each of the actual hieroglyphs of the Grongi dialect on the box. And to also complete the main four colors, we have blue for, obviously, as the light turned off on me, dragon form. So we have blue here, and I really do like that we have that text throughout the box. And that's not all we actually have for a top art and the back art. We have, like, our basic, like, warranties and stuff for the product. For, like, I guess the belt itself, the cell phone, so on and so forth, and the hazards. And the actual, like, tomb of, I think, Kuga. So this is, like, a really nice tribute to the overall show here, with a lot of the box art. Having to go through all of this in this video means I'm probably not going to take that much time of it for our actual review coming up shortly in the next week or two. Then within the box is like this interior cutout that did feature our Grongi hieroglyphs, and here we have a shot of like Ultimate Kuga. What I like about this little cardboard insert protective piece within our box is the fact that we get all of the forms, practically except for growing, and actually looking closely at these hieroglyphs based on the show, I think they each are symbolic to the lines of each of the forms in their inaugural debut, when they were actually trying to crack the code on what did these hieroglyphs, what did these actual textures and, just fonts and styles and sentences mean to crack the code to, unlock all of our various forms. And it's like a nice little additive bonus, and there's nothing on the actual backside of this. However, once removing our little cardboard cutout, we're met with the instructions, we're met with the actual interior packaging. You have your actual rising mantles. This is the ultimate one. This is your regular rising one. And then you have your actual oracle encasing most of this styrofoam box, which we're now going to bust out, and, you know, we're finally going to have our camera more stabilized, so we can actually fully look at our items a little bit more in depth. Alright, now we have everything out of the package for this unboxing kind of thing, and honestly, I gotta say, it has a lot of stuff on its interior, while being very kempt and reserved, being the fact that it is the Kuga Oracle. It's one of my favorite belts. Kuga's one of my favorite shows. It's the first Heisei series, and it's actually not the first one I saw. I saw Kuga probably as my 4th or 5th rider in the Heisei Rider franchise, with Ryuki, Agito, Black, and Black RX being like some of my very firsts. And with this Oracle set, we actually have some pretty interesting things. As you can see, it's pretty bare and naked around the actual Oracle's buttons, because these things right here are actually magnet pegged in parts. These here are for the ultimate, this here is for your regular parts. And the way it works is it has a little magnet, it'll slot into one of these pieces, a little peg to stabilize it, and they lock in, and they're pretty sturdy. I've tested a few so far before actually going to go and do the actual real review in a day or two. And I like this style. I like the fact that they're in a nice little closed-in, locked, pressure-sealed plastic case, so it helps you, like, not lose track of each of your sets of, I guess you'd say 4. You also have these little stable sticker cushions that actually make it that your Oracle and Ultimate rising plates don't fall off and scratch your paint. These apply actually to the back of each of our plates, so this over here is our, as I hit the camera, this here is our actual regular rising plate for the Oracle, and in the back here, this is your bottom, and where you would put is around here, and here, and here, and here. There's like actually like 4 distinguished parts. You would think they'd actually have like little markers on there to tell you where you're actually supposed to properly place them, but the instructions say put it around those areas on the edges, and it should stick real firm, because what it does is it'll lock in at the bottom here on this peg, and the rest is magnetized. It's actually a nice firm lock and seal if you're just using it for display purposes. Most CSMs are bought by older fans who aren't really trying to wear them, but to just display them to complete their collections, especially if they never had the original version, or they just want a nice premium Bandai upgrade. So like I said, this one with the more airish space gives you the ability to actually present it as the Rising one for Rising Mighty, Rising Titan, so on and so forth. Whereas we actually have, for the first time ever, a full-on Ultimate Plaque, which is really good. This one serves for not just your Ultimate, but I think your Amazing Mighty as well as your Rising Ultimate Kuga seen in the Decade series. So you got 2 of these plates. They work practically the same. I think their actual grungy hieroglyphs are different between the 2. As I'm looking at them, yes, they both have different hieroglyphs through most of the actual frames. So they are different. So it's not just like, oh, hey, why did I have to have 2 different ones when they could maybe just, you know, change these buttons out. Actually, it's smart, really good, and it works on the same system and requires the same little sticker tabs to cushion it. We also have the back buckle protector. What's cool about this one, unlike other rider ones in the deluxe toy line, is that instead of just sliding over, this comes with like a little Velcro brooch and lock and seal. So you put it over your actual clip and your belt buckle, so it doesn't really bother you in the back. It makes it a lot more safe, and I guess easier to make people's butts and waists a little bit more comfortable when wearing said belt, and that's a nice little added bonus. And then we also have the Ichijo phone, which honestly is one of the reasons why this set is a lot more priced than it should be. Had it not had this phone and Ichijo's phone, it probably would have been like 30 bucks cheaper. It comes with actually a lot of sounds, and since it's already pre-programmed for being an LR44 device, you can pretty much just start blasting away. I think some of its earlier codes are set as 0, 1, 0, 2, and it's more numerical based on episode counts, so let's just press in 0, 1, and then call. So like that, like right there is your brief little, I guess, glimpse at what it can do. We'll go into more of the sounds a little bit later because I don't have a full translation sheet for each of the quotes, and I can't remember them all offhand from our series when we talk about the review. So we're not probably going to go too in depth in the very numerous quotes from Ichijo, but we'll look at it more when the time comes. And then we have our main article, which is the honest to God real reason why anyone would buy such a thing, is because this thing is one hefty SOB. As you can see, it has a lot of the elements that the original deluxe toy had. It has a working motor feature in the center. It has elegant silvers throughout most of the belt. It has like a nice pewter or onyx black. It looks great. It looks elegant. There's actually like a coarse like material matte finish to it and rough edges within the plastic. You also have your nice, very metallic-y painted buttons for each of his 4 basic forms on each side of where the speakers are located. They're a little bit more in-depth and highlighted than the original toy was, and the overall band is a lot more firmer, a lot more wider, and uses almost like a regular nylon belt strap to actually stabilize it. While it isn't the longest, it's a little bit, I guess you would say, lengthier than the original toy, so adult men in Japan can wear it. However, North Americans will still need to slim down, shave down, or just use this as a display piece, because this belt can only stretch so far when fully extending it, unless you have possible belt extenders or clips that you can makeshift your way into a newer strap. So overall, you have that, and on the interior side, you have your actual on and off switch. Since this doesn't come preloaded with batteries, you can just imagine that when you turn it left, you get decade for D, and then when you turn it right, as the switch is locked, you have a Kuga symbol for your original Kuga sound. So that's the good part, is decade is marked with D, Kuga is marked with the actual Kuga logo. So overall, this is most of your contents for this set, which I'm overly delighted to have, and we'll talk about more in a few days or a week to come. So honestly, I gotta say, for a purchase, just for what it looks like and has, display-wise and display value, it looks pretty incredible, but we'll get more into my overall thoughts and evaluation once we start seeing how the light, sounds, and overall gimmick works in that review. So I'm glad I made this purchase thus far. I'm really happy and delighted to finally have it in hand. Now I'm going to toil around with it, see how well it works, so on and so forth. And I hope you, the audience and viewer, are delighted to be witness to my review whenever it arrives to my channel here. So if you like this vlog and unboxing and think I should do more in the future, give me a like, give me a comment, and subscribe. Check me out here on Twitter. Not Twitter, on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, and Facebook, yada, 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 so on and so forth. I'm just in awe of this thing, so I'm going to screw up quite a bit. So like I said, just go check me out at all those places on social media and here on YouTube. And check out HeroClub.com, check out the podcast on our YouTube channel, and check out Visible Ninja's Tokusatsu shows on Wednesdays on his channel. Anyways, I digress, and I'll see you all soon with the review of the Complete Selection Modification article.